That happened, and the Bengals are AFC Championship Game bound. Hi again, everyone. I'm James Erpine with AllBengals.com and Cincinnati Bengals Talk. And yes, it is true, 100% true. What you saw actually happened. You can pinch yourself all you want. This is not a dream. It's real. It is very real as the Bengals and Evan Shooter McPherson kick their way into the AFC title game with a 19-16 win. Oh, my goodness. It was such a wild game. And right behind me here, right about there, I'd say right here where my finger is on the video, that's about roughly where Logan Wilson pulled down that interception. And with 20 seconds to go, such an improbable game. But it starts with Evan McPherson, right? And we're going to get to everything because the Bengals are headed to the AFC Championship. They've won their first road playoff game in franchise history. They've won 5 straight games with their starters. So the run continues. And look, it was ugly at times. But the one thing that was never ugly, ever, at all today, was Evan McPherson. The dude is just money, and you might call him Shooter McPherson, you might call him money, it doesn't matter. Whatever you call him, keep calling him it because it's working. This dude is just, he's a freak. He's got that poise that we use a lot of times to talk and describe Joe Burrow. I've compared him on this channel, Burrow and Chase. I think they're cut from the same cloth that way too. Well, Evan McPherson's in that category, and you saw that today. And such a cool, calm, collected, but talented rookie. And, 250-plus yard field goals, 8 for 8 in the playoffs so far. Evan McPherson is with field goals. He's just been amazing. And, good for him, good for the franchise, good for the city, good for the fans, you, wherever you are, whether it's here in Nashville right now celebrating, whether you're all across the country, all across the world. I know we have a lot of watchers everywhere, really. It's insane. And that's the part of it is I could feel all of you. Honestly, I was like, oh my gosh, that just happened. That they just had an interception, and then Burrow hit Chase on the sideline, and then they can run the clock all the way down, and then Evan McPherson can boot the game-winning field goal over here through these goalposts, and he did it from 52 yards. Holy crap. They're going to the AFC title game. Look, it was ugly at times, ladies and gentlemen. There's no doubt about it. It was one of those games where, and I underestimated it. I don't think I underestimated Tennessee. I think I gave the Bengals too much credit that they were going to be able to hide that deficiency on the offensive line versus the Titans' defensive line, and they certainly couldn't. Right, Joe Burrow sacked 9 times, was confused at times. You had the interception, and honestly, we've seen this tune before. Right, 16-6, flying high, and then the Titans tie it going into the 4th, and then the Bengals drive downfield, and they're right, I don't know, in this yard, right between the 30 and the 40. Oh, and the Titans run a 0 blitz, sack Joe Burrow back to the 50. They have to punt, and so that was, it's like, oh man, well now the Titans are going to drive down, and we're going to have to watch Randy Bullock kick the game-winning field goal, the guy that kicked for the Bengals for years, and, the ultimate dagger. Well, it didn't happen, and it didn't happen because this defense came up big. Evan McPherson obviously gets the game ball, and he was the only one who got a game ball tonight, and he should have. But, my God, if the entire defense could get a game ball. They balled out. They were great. DJ Reader was awesome against the run. 2 tackles for loss really early in the game. Got things going. And it just kind of went from there. I mean, a lot of these guys stepped up. Jesse Bates, first play of the game, the interception. We talked about it on this channel. Jesse Bates' interception. Now, I thought it was going to be later in the game. That happened to be Logan Wilson's interception. So got it a little mixed up. But Jesse Bates playing really well right now, back-to-back games in the playoffs, and he's a big reason why they advance. Logan Wilson continues to make plays, and it wasn't just the interception. He made some big hits on Derrick Henry. 4th and 1 stop, where it was right around the 35-yard line over here, and Logan Wilson comes up, hits Derrick Henry, along with Marcus Bailey was in on that as well, and then the 2-point conversion in the first half. Look, the Bengals defense was exhausted at that point, and Mike Vrabel's like, hey, we could get a free point out of this, And I understood what he was doing, right? You get the penalty, it's down to the 1 yard line, go for two, take an 8-6 lead. We got Derrick Henry, why not, right? This Bengals defense stepped up, and they continued to step up, even when they gave up plays, because they did. A.J. Brown made big plays. Big players make big plays in crucial moments, and A.J. Brown did that. You know who else did that? Jamar Chase. 57-yard screen. He was mad at himself that he didn't score, but, huge play there. Got plenty of yak tonight, and none bigger than that catch to set up the field goal. But both of his big catches set up field goals, which was obviously huge in a 19-16 game. Look, it's again, surreal. It's probably a feeling. I mean, the Bengals are one game away from the Super Bowl. They're playing in the AFC title game. We don't know if they're going to play in Buffalo or Kansas City next week. We know we're going to be there, and that is super exciting. We know we're going to cover it. We know we have another game to watch, and, as fans, right, you get another game to watch. The players get another game to play. We get another game to cover. Ecstatic about that. I'm excited to get on another football field and hopefully talk about that, but there's plenty of time to talk about matchups and all of that. What a game. Insane that they pulled it out. Joe Burrow, super emotional after the game, fired up. There are pictures of him, and I'll post them at allbengals.com, of him yelling to the crowd because there were so many Bengals fans in attendance here, and that was really cool because he was so calm, cool, and collected last week. This week it was like, man, it was a struggle. 9 sacks. He's going to be sore. Sacked 9 times. Hit, last I checked, 13, but probably hit more times than that because then the craziness happened at the end of the game. And I didn't check every stat before coming out here to chat with you guys for my initial takeaways. But the fun thing about this team, whether they're young guys like Evan McPherson, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, old guys, Von Bell, Chidobe Awuzie, and I say old veteran guys, experienced guys, DJ Reader, Trey Hendrickson, they may screw up, right? But they always respond the right way. And that's hard to do. It is hard in any game. Go play Madden right now, or NBA 2K, or any game, a board game, and you're losing. You have momentum that's gone, right? The momentum's going against you. It's hard to get that to turn, especially in front of 69,000 people. And the Bengals did that again and again and again and again and again. And that is why, part of the reason why they're going to the AFC title game. The other thing I want to cover, and I mentioned it in my pregame report a little, but I have more details now. All of the captains addressed the team on Saturday night at the team hotel in the meeting before, Sunday's game. And Joe Burrow put the underdog role, right, where they're carrying the underdog thing. He put that to bed. He said, I'm tired of the why not us. This is us. We're a damn good football team, and we have a lot of really good, talented players, and he's just changing the mindset and continues to change the mindset. And I told you about who I talked to in the building. They do not feel tense. And I think all of that comes into it. And so when you're in these big moments on the road, 69,000 people cheering or booing, depending, right? And it's a lot, and it can break you. And my, oh my, did it get to Ryan Tannehill. He was at home. It's part of the reason why the Bengals won. No, Joe Burrow didn't throw for 5 touchdowns. He did have the interception. That wasn't his fault. But you know what he did do? He took care of the ball for the most part. He played big when he could. And he didn't melt down like Ryan Tannehill did. And we've seen playoff meltdowns before. Not these Bengals. At least not on this night. Huge win for the Bengals. And like I said, we don't know if they're going to play the Bills. We don't know if they're going to play the Chiefs. But what I do know is you could wager on that game. You could wager on the AFC title game. You could wager on the Bengals to win the AFC title game or go not only to the Super Bowl, but to win the Super Bowl we're 3 weeks away from the Super Bowl. And you know how you do that? You could do that by going to mybookie.ag. It's a one-stop shop for all of your betting needs. So whether you want to wager on the Bengals to win next week, maybe you want to wager on the Bills to beat the Chiefs or vice versa, you could certainly do that. And while you're there, you can also save money, get free money with mybookie.ag. Use promo code BengalsTalk. You're going to get a 100% deposit match, double deposit, as they say. So if you deposit $50, they're going to give you $50 and match it. You deposit $100, they're going to give you $100 and match it. All you have to do is use promo code BengalsTalk. You can use it on the AFC title game and anything in between at mybookie.ag, promo code BengalsTalk. As far as our coverage, we're going to have a ton more, so stay tuned. Andrew's working. There's a lot of good stuff we want to bring you, and man, it's there's going to be another Victory Sunday. How about that? Back-to-back Victory Sundays. You can enjoy the games on Sunday. We're going to have videos. I'll be in Nashville for the night and into the morning, so maybe I'll see some of you out there after I finish the rest of my work. But yeah, it's exciting times for Bengals fans, for the Bengals. I know they were really, really fired up for this one. It was a business-like approach last week after the game. This one, I think they're going to enjoy it on the way home and enjoy how hard fought this one is, because this one could have slipped away and they didn't let it. They responded the right way to adversity, which is really, really hard to do for anybody, yet alone a young team that hasn't been there. So they'll enjoy it, and we will hear from Zach Taylor and more on Sunday afternoon. So we're going to keep you covered. We're going to have a ton for you right here on this channel. So hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out allbengals.com. I'll also have you covered on the Locked On Bengals podcast. So until next time, as the lights start to go out here at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, your final: Bengals 19, Titans 16. Cincinnati is AFC Championship game bound. James Rapien signing off in Nashville here at Nissan Stadium.